from the Uxbridge High School in Uxbridge, Massachusetts, Charter Communications and Charter TV3 present live coverage of Central Mass High School basketball. Tonight, it's one of Central Mass's great rivalries as the Northbridge Rams visit the Uxbridge Spartans. It's Central Mass Hoops on Charter TV3. Hello, everyone, and welcome down to the floor. I'm Kevin Shea, joined alongside by Kevin Wells. And Kevin, it doesn't matter the season, it doesn't matter the sport. When these two schools square off, it is a great rivalry. It is always a very heated contest. This one, though, has even a little extra because it has Clark tournament seeding implications. How do you see it going here tonight?
Well, first of all, the Battle of the Bridges. We've got a full house and a brand new gymnasium. It doesn't get much more exciting than this. Last time out, Uxbridge wins the ball game by 4. Back and forth the entire game. I expect the same thing tonight. When you're looking at pairings and seedings going into the Clark tournament, boy, there's a lot of teams that are hoping that Northbridge knocks off Uxbridge. For some reason, people want to play Maynard during this Clark tournament in the opening round. Should be an interesting ball game.
It is Uxbridge and Northbridge, the Battle of the Bridges. We're back with the opening tip-off right after this. Here's Mark DeVries and his parents out on the court. Mark just recently honored for scoring his 1,000th career point here at Uxbridge this season. Becomes just the 10th player in school history to reach the milestone. There are the rest of them. Corey Gomes, the most recent. Dan Tessier, you got some good players down there. Steve Solon, I remember back in 2004. Steve Solon, great athlete, went on to Colgate to play football. Andrew Gross, of course we covered all those guys and they had the great rivalries. Here's the Northbridge starters. Jarrell Cromwell, Antonio Besserell, Matt Phelan, who just got introduced, number 21. Dan Clasby and Jason Ganley. Antonio Besserell is quite the character, Kevin. We saw him in the layup lines, and he came over and said, hey, I'm going to have a big game tonight. He was fired up. He's got 34. You see it shaved in the back of his head. So my guess is he went to the Sports Clip in Millbury for that haircut. There's Paul Baker, the head coach of the Northbridge Rams. And, you know, we say this all the time, but really just does such a tremendous job with these young kids year in and year out. Here's Uxbridge's starters, Mark DeVries, Kenny Paulus, Darren DeCina, Daniel Lanou, and Jared Mansfield.
Well, there's a quick look, Kevin, of some of the fans. We call them the rabid fans here in Uxbridge.
Mark Donahue, former athletic director here, retired. He was a longtime AD here, retired as the athletic director, still the head basketball coach. And again, these are two of the classiest coaches in the entire state, Mark Donahue and Paul Baker. And we're going to have some special presentations here tonight. The Army National Guard is here. Several different units being represented with the Army National Guard and Senator Richard Moore. They're going to present the principal of Uxbridge High School, Tara Bennett, with the American flag for the school. I'll tell you what, that makes you proud to be an American. You see that ceremony and they unfold, members of the National Guard unfolding the flag during the anthem. Members of the Uxbridge team huddling up. And they'll fold the flag back up, and this is the flag that'll fly here in the gym at the brand new Uxbridge High School. Beautiful facility, beautiful gymnasium. And what I love about it, and said to the principal as well, Tara Bennett, that I love that it's just for basketball. That it's, you know, most of the gyms now, when the schools build them, and they do it out of necessity, but they're huge field houses. So there are 5 courts, and there's tracks and all that stuff. When you're doing a game, you know, the noise and stuff, you get lost because it's such a cavernous place. This place is loud because it's one of those old barns that's just built for basketball. There's a little bit more space behind the hoops at this place than the old one, where you had about a half a step before you hit the wall. But, I mean, it's not, you know, you're not going on for 50 yards behind the hoop.
Well, I can remember back in the day at the old Uxbridge High School, as a visiting coach, we used to send the ball boy into the locker room a couple minutes before the half, turn all the showers on hot so that we had some heat in the locker room.
No way.
I don't know if they would freeze us out, but we absolutely would do that. So I'm sure that water bill will be a little better here, but it's a gorgeous facility. You know, and again, Kevin, one of the things that Tara Bennett, the principal, talked about was the fact that it echoes. You can hear everything in here. So I'm sure we're going to hear the noise really begin to escalate. There's a great turnout of Northbridge students. Here's a good look at Tara Bennett. Does an outstanding job. Lead administrative principal here at Uxbridge High School. But the turnout of Northbridge students, Kevin, and Uxbridge students is outstanding.
It certainly is. There's Senator Moore right there in the blue suit. Next to Tara Bennett, the principal here. Members of the National Guard finishing up folding. And there's Paul King, one of our officials here tonight, just fresh off his NFL season. A man for all seasons.
I'd like to know when he had the Ravens this year, if he had any interaction with Mr. Lewis.
I'm sure he's got a couple stories, you know, in the last couple years since he's been on the NFL circuit that he could tell about. I'm sure he's had a Ravens game or two. What he could say about the Ravens.
Well, there you have it, Kevin. The flag being presented to Tara Bennett on behalf of Senator Moore.
If you don't have goosebumps, you ought to move out of the country.
Absolutely.
You should be proud to be an American seeing that. And if you don't, then it's time to move.
The Uxbridge Band, along with Kevin Shea's cowbell, is off and running.
Love it. Love the band, love the cowbell, love the atmosphere here. We're underway. Kenny Paulus. Seems like he's been on the varsity since he was in 5th grade.
I was just going to say a veteran backcourt.
Yes.
Northbridge matches man-to-man.
DeVries for 3, no good. And the rebound is cleared there by Cromwell.
You notice Uxbridge started with that dribble handoff all around the perimeter. We'll see that quite a bit tonight as Northbridge stays in their man-to-man.
Ganley gets it to Cromwell. Stolen by DeVries. DeVries off the window, no good. Knocked around and taken there by Matt Phelan. Fee gets it up to Cromwell. Cromwell to Besserell. Besserell in traffic, off the window, no good. Gets his own rebound, knocked away by DeVries. And tracked down by Phelan.
When we had Northbridge Bartlett early in the year, nice cut to the basket there.
Cromwell with the finish. Northbridge is on the board first.
We had talked about the athleticism of Besserell, the great nose for the basketball. It's instinctive basketball. On top of that, boy, does he have a sense of humor.
Doesn't he? He's a fun kid to be around. He really is. Got a great enthusiasm for the game. And he's just a sophomore. got a good swagger about him. DeVries, he's been in some big games.
Well, takes it hard to the rack there. Shot clock was down to 3 when he threw it up. Earned 2 at the charity stripe.
He'll have one more. What an outstanding athletic career Mark DeVries has had here on the golf course. An outstanding golfer. Obviously a phenomenal basketball player. His brother played here as well. He got to play with his brother for a few years. But Uxbridge has it all. They've got the cheerleaders, they've got the band, they've got the student section that is all dressed up for tonight's tilt, and they do this all the time. This is not a one-and-done affair for the fans of the U.
Uxbridge drops into a zone here.
Cromwell hits the jumper. He's 2 for 2, and Northbridge has a 4-1 lead.
Well,
Even Ken LaChapelle, legendary Northbridge football coach, is here. I mean, all the dignitaries are in the house. John DeMasian we saw here earlier. He's a Northbridge Hall of Famer.
Head baseball coach.
Guided Northbridge to a state championship in baseball a couple years ago. Assistant football coach. DeSena, no good. Rebound taken there by Besserell, up to Cromwell.
Well, Uxbridge certainly has gotten some great looks in the early going, but they've been snake bitten. They haven't been able to drop one through. Uxbridge balances it off in a 2-3 zone.
Here's Cromwell, kicks it. Phelan off of DeVries. It'll stay Northbridge basketball. With 9 seconds on the shot clock, the Rams will have it.
Good hands by Uxbridge.
Clasby, you got a few football players in the starting lineup for Northbridge. Scanley's such a tough player to defend. He hits that jump shot so well off the dribble.
Well, and he's got his game, Kevin, both inside and out. He's very well balanced in the entire offensive scheme of the things.
Here's DeSena on the run, no good. Phelan. Cromwell. In and out. Mansfield comes down with a rebound. The 6'3" senior Jared Mansfield. DeVries.
Northbridge doing a good job. Again, we talked about how to hedge the screen. Northbridge doing a good job in the early going.
Mansfield with a nice touch, a little baseline hook. Jared Mansfield has the first field goal of the night for the Spartans. It's a 6-3 game.
Mansfield, the 6'3" senior, with a little push shot up and over the top. Uxbridge needed that.
Hey, watch him hard.
Besserell up top to Ganley. Ganley puts it on the floor, kicks it to the corner. Clasby just inside the arc, no good. DeVries the rebound. The guards here at Uxbridge, Paulus and DeVries, will really attack the basket, and they will rebound like forwards.
Well, and the other part of that, Kevin, is they're veteran guards, they're veteran backcourt players, so they have tremendous experience. They know when to, they know how to, and they know what to.
Here's DeVries spinning in the lane. In and out, beautiful move, just wouldn't go down. Phelan brings it up quickly. Matt Phelan drawing a lot of interest from a lot of colleges for football. Some as a quarterback, some as a tight end, some as a defensive player, like a linebacker. Teams just like him and like the way he plays. He is such a tough, great athlete. Strong, physical athlete. We'll have to find out tomorrow is signing day. A lot of kids around Central Mass will be signing letters of intent. DeSena puts it to the floor, kicks it back. Paulus. Mansfield, long jumper. Cromwell gets it up to Phelan. Uxbridge gets back quickly defensively. Besserell. Knocked away by Mansfield. There's number 34. Besserell had it shaved into the back of his head. Again, just a sophomore. What a great player and just a great enthusiasm for the game. We talked to him during layup lines during warm-up, and he came out and said, "Hey, how you doing?" Shook our hands. Said, "I'm gonna have a big night tonight. Big night for you guys."
You know, he is young, and he has raw talent.
Well, he had a great night in one of our opening games when it was Bartlett Northbridge at Northbridge. He was fantastic in that game.
Well, when he comes across from the weak side to the strong side, and you allow him to get that ball flashing through the paint, he's going to hurt you.
Paulus. Offensive rebound there by Lanu, no good. Besserell weaves through the defense and draws the foul. DeVries will pick up his first.
Well, nice job on the break that time. Takes it off the bounce, the length of the floor. Uxbridge zones out of bounds.
Beautiful play, Besserell on the finish.
Well, a nice duck in from the weak side. He found the open gap and he got to it. Great inbounds pass.
Uxbridge has gone to their bench. Mitch Page in the ball game now for the U. DeVries, bodies hit the deck. Cromwell comes up, kicks it back to Phelan for the 18-footer. No good. Besserell offensive rebound, up and in.
Well, great rebound. He caught that, Kevin, with one hand. Got possession, went back up strong. 10-3 the Rams.
And the Northbridge section waiting for that 10th point, and they explode. And now the Northbridge fans are into it. They waited till the first 10, silent, and they have exploded here. The Uxbridge fans are cheering. It is a fantastic atmosphere. Cameron Indoor Stadium has come north.
Good
Knocked
hands
out of
by
bounds.
DeVries.
Yeah. Just got in the passing lane, last touch by Northbridge.
.122 in the first quarter. Big trip for Uxbridge. They need to try to silence their critics here. Flex offense, shuffle cut along the baseline.
Mansfield looks. The center with a shot just inside the arc, no good. Here is Besserell. Phelan. Ganley for three.
Well, there's the big man showing off his range. Timeout, Uxbridge.
Well, you see that Northbridge student section, they are up, they are cheering.
Little dribble drive. They get the defensive collapse and the kick out. Great shot. Again, Jason Ganley showing off his range and his ability to shoot the basketball outside of the arc.
High school and college basketball on Charter TV3 is presented by Nichols College. Your success is our business. And by Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude. There's the Uxbridge faithful.
Back in the day, you would have been right in the middle of that
I
crew.
would have loved that. I would have absolutely loved it. I love the school spirit. I love that they dress up. And then Northbridge coming right back. You can't spell win without
an
the
N.
N. I love it. They got the Northbridge Superfan shirts, and they're all in the maroon. This is what high school sports is all about. The two communities coming out to support their teams. Two high school congregations coming out, for lack of a better term.
You can see the people standing on the end line here.
The center looking inside, and Mansfield will shoot two.
Now, nice pass inside. Uxbridge struggling to put the basketball in the hole in this first. Great pass inside. But Uxbridge, Kevin, we don't have our statistician extraordinaire, Phil Robo, but statistically, Uxbridge struggling putting the ball in the basket.
Mansfield hits the first free throw, so he has 3 points. And last game out for Uxbridge against BMR, they had just 1 point in the first quarter. So the offensive woes kind of carrying over a little bit here tonight.
Uxbridge extending their zone, looking to run traps. Besserell, happy feet, he traveled.
Jared Mansfield has 4 of Uxbridge's 5 points. Mark Donahue imploring his troops. It certainly helps to have a veteran backcourt when things aren't going well for you early on as a coach, to know what you have. Page called for it down low, kicks it out to Paulus for 3.
Boy, I'll tell you, that was a Larry Bird arc on that basketball. Paulus just drained it.
That'll get you back in the game in a hurry. 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. Deep three from Cam Tugas, no good. Besserell the rebound, knocked away. First quarter comes to a close. It is Northbridge up 13-8 over their rival Uxbridge. Welcome back, everyone. Second quarter has begun. 13-8, Northbridge with the ball in the lead. Phelan for three.
That was a great skip pass, Kevin. Up and over the top, from the corner, up and over to the weak side wing. Big bucket for Northbridge.
Well, it answers the three by Paulus late in the first quarter, and Phelan jumping into the passing lane, knocks it out of bounds. High school basketball on Charter TV3 is sponsored in part by Herb Chambers. Log on to herbchambers.com to learn more about the Herb Chambers experience. And DeVries shot no good. Andy Lacombe, face cards are out there.
Big bucket for Uxbridge. Great left-handed flip. Darren Desina. Desina, the 6'3" senior. Here's the zone pressure by Uxbridge, Kevin. Mark Donahue said they had pretty good success against Northbridge the first time out using their zone.
Here's Cam Tugas. Tugas with the three, no good. Ganley the rebound. 2 on the shot clock. Phelan off the rim. Ball's batted around. Desina has it. Desina putting it to the floor. Strong move.
Back-to-back buckets by Desina.
6'3" senior, and he can put it to the floor. Now it's a 4-point game, 16-12.
Well, a little momentum shift. There's a skip again, up and over the top. Good ball movement by the Rams.
Phelan for three.
Phelan is feeling it, that's for sure. His second big bucket on a three-pointer. Reversal that time. Great ball movement by Northbridge.
So Phelan has 2 threes. Robbie Sabarin is in the ball game now for Northbridge as well. Northbridge has a shorter bench. Phelan brings it up. He can play the role of point forward. Tugas on the wing. Northbridge with a 7-point lead, 19-12.
That's definitely what you call a power guard. Phelan.
Tugas for three. Off the back of the iron, offensive rebound, Ganley, no good. Batted around, Desina has it.
Great position rebound. Ganley just couldn't put it back in.
Desina on the wing. DeVries, deep three. No good. Battle for the loose ball. Taken by Ganley. Tugas. Phelan back out top. Clasby, no hesitation. Off the front of the rim, here's DeVries. He looks up. Northbridge is back defensively, and Uxbridge will work their set offense.
Well, here's that dribble handoff. They'll do guard exchange. Nice job by Northbridge collapsing on defense. A little bit of a force by Desina.
And there is Phelan. Oh, man, what a pretty move. Just couldn't get it to drop. But it shows you the athleticism of a kid who's like 210 pounds to make that kind of a move. And now, yeah, we're going to get a foul on Sabarin. He brought the club down.
Well, nice pass into the low post. And Sabarin just came over and got a piece of him.
We got a timeout on the floor. 4:29 to play here in the first half. Northbridge in front of Uxbridge, 19-12. High school and college basketball are brought to you in part by the Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam, coming to the DCU Center February 15th through 17th. Get your tickets now at the DCU Center box office. The Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam, February 15th through the 17th. Kevin Wells, the rumor is you're going to put on some new tires on your truck, jack it up a little bit, put the KC lights on it. and make you take it down to the DCU Center and try to get involved in that monster jam.
It's always a possibility. You know, you doesn't matter what age you are. You always want to reach out and continue.
I like it.
As a principal, it's constant education.
Put on some Jason Aldean and just start ripping it through the mud.
19-12, Northbridge with the lead. DeVries, I believe, 2 for 4 from the charity stripe tonight.
He's got 2 points, and you're right. Both have come from the free throw line. So Northbridge has done a pretty good job of defending Mark DeVries. 1,000-point score. Loose ball. Cromwell goes to the floor for it. Besserell, the running one-hander. Big rebound by DeSena. Now DeVries sends it up to Paulus. Cromwell right there in his hip pocket.
Oh, great hustle. And again, you talk about experience. Paulus gets the ball. He's going out of bounds. Throws it off the Northbridge defender.
Under 4 minutes to play in the half. Uxbridge with the ball, facing a 6-point deficit.
Northbridge, man-to-man defense.
Uxbridge working it around the perimeter.
5 on the shot clock.
Hasn't been much in the paint for the U. DeVries with a long 3 as the shot clock expires. Phelan with a rebound. He'll bring it up himself. Ganley. And what you get when you have Ganley and Phelan outside is you have 2 tall guys, players that can throw and pass over the defense.
It's more of a 3-2 here for Uxbridge.
Ganley for 3, no good.
They've got Mansfield, Kevin, up top. You know, Mansfield at 6'3" can alter shots from the perimeter.
Ganley draws the foul. The offensive rebound was from Clasby. He kept that possession alive. And Ganley's going to draw the foul and shoot 2.
Cromwell with the pass, the dribble drive here. Nice strong move to the basket as he attacks the rim.
Daniel Lanou picks up the foul. The 6'3" sophomore. Just the second team foul on Uxbridge. Ganley hits them both. 21-13, Northbridge in front. Under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Kevin Shea alongside of Kevin Wells. We thank you for tuning in tonight to high school basketball and the Battle of the Bridges. Northbridge and Uxbridge from the brand new Uxbridge High School. Brand new gymnasium here, and right now the Rims have been unkind to the host. As Johnny Most would say, there's a lid on the basket.
Almost a little offense by accident. You know, an air ball, weak side rebound, just couldn't drop it back in on the putback.
Cromwell gets it, and it's going to be a backcourt. .226 to play in the half. Uxbridge with the ball, 21-13.
There's a sea of purple behind Coach Paul Baker and the Rams.
Uxbridge has been limited to just 4 field goals here in the first half rather.
Is it purple or burgundy?
I think it's burgundy. They might take umbrage with the purple comment.
Right, yeah, good point. That's why I stand to be corrected. My apologies.
That's okay. Mark DeVries. You know, and this is a mark of a great veteran player, Kevin. If you're not having a great night shooting early on, you kind of make your offense happen. You take it into the teeth of the defense, draw the foul, go to the line.
Well, you know, and again, Mark's got a great first step. If he sees a little bit of daylight, he kind of slithers into that defense and goes up strong.
(21-14). We got a football score here with 2:05 to play in the first half. Uxbridge kind of turning up the defensive pressure a little bit.
Well, trapping defense.
And that'll make teams back right off if you can do that. Besserell hits the 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, Besserell from three-point land, it is not pretty, but it's 3. Little flat-footed on that three-point shot. Northbridge with the 24-15 advantage.
DeSena, beautiful defense by Ganley. Just cut him right off, didn't give him any space to shoot.
Got to be honest.
Who was it? Jamal Wilkes? Remember Jamal Wilkes used to bring the ball around and up above his head? The old Laker player? Under a minute and a half to play. First half, 24-15. Northbridge in front. Uxbridge won the first meeting between these two teams 10 days ago. 57-53. Now that game was at Northbridge. At the end of the game, the Uxbridge fans took a victory lap around the Northbridge High School gym. So you know that the fans here in attendance for Northbridge and the players, this one means a lot to them. Here's the great costumes out in the student section at
Are you insinuating
Uxbridge.
the potentiality of the same thing on the other foot happening tonight?
Yes, I am. I am. Andy Lacombe was at that game, and I remember him calling me or texting me saying he couldn't believe it, that they took a victory lap. So, yeah, I'm saying that we might see some of that repeated here tonight.
8-point advantage for the Rams. Good defense by Uxbridge.
Ganley.
Outstanding pass inside. Besserell to Ganley, and Ganley with the finish off the window.
Ganley has 9 points. Besserell has 7 to lead Northbridge. Phelan has 6. 26-16. Final minute of play here in the first half. DeVries for 3. Nothing but net.
Well, if you give him a little bit of space, and that's exactly what happened that time. Matt Phelan backed off him.
How many times have you said, too, if you're a good shooter and you're hot, keep shooting. If you're not, keep shooting until you get hot. That's the mark of DeVries right there. And you know what? It's a leader. It's a senior with some self-confidence. Not going to get down on himself. Knows that he can bring this team back.
Now, he could have an ice-cold night for well into the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden he can light you up to big numbers. Great pass by Paulus.
Mansfield on the block.
Outstanding entrance pass. Good
Kugas.
way to end the first half.
Great way to end it. The first half is in the books. In the Battle of the Bridges, it is Northbridge 26, Uxbridge 21. We're going to take a break and be back with all of our halftime activities right after this. Welcome back, everyone. 26-21 Northbridge's Clark Tournament, small school champions last year. You see the great history here 2 years in a row. Mark Donahue and the small school, then the large school championship from years ago. The net from some of those wins, and one common thread, that guy right there, Mark Donahue. You know, what I think is so impressive when you look at these coaches, and it doesn't matter the sport, but that coach, you know, 20 years, 30 years, and it's different generations of kids, and it's, you know, the game changes, and these guys change with it. Wow, Besserell just hit the deck hard and pops right up. You talk about toughness.
Yeah, no, I think he just lost his feet. That was a clean play for sure.
But he's tough. He just bounced right up. Paul King has seen some tough players. We were just talking to him about the NFL season, and boy, he's got some great stories. But Besserell just showing the toughness of a football player right there.
Well, travel.
But you know, to have you know, the true test, not just, I mean, 10 years is a long time to coach, but to do it for as long as Mark's done it and Paul's done it, and to have success.
Well, you know what the thing is? And you talk about Bobby Foley with his 800.
Yeah, there's a perfect
win.
example. And started here, by the way. Started at Uxbridge. His first head coaching job was at Uxbridge.
Well, the bottom line is they love the game. And when you're teaching and instructing the game with your passion, you know, it's just something that continues to carry you. Bobby Foley used to be the AD. He's now retired. He coaches. Mark Donahue used to be the AD. He's retired. Now he coaches.
It's a good point.
You know, it's in their blood. And quite honestly, you know, sometimes you just, it's like breathing. It just becomes an involuntary reflex, and it's just what you want to do. And you get your blood flowing, and you just enjoy seeing kids get better on a daily basis.
Well, I know that's the same for you. I mean, you coach at the high school level, you coach at the college level. Took a few years off, then went back. They brought you back into the AAU level. You were coaching AAU for years. You're coaching with the Special Olympics now in Oxford.
Pirates United. So I've toned it down a little, though.
But it's got to be. Oh yeah. Your antics you've toned down. But it's got to be very rewarding at each level, at each stop, and certainly now doing the Pirates United.
You know, the interesting aspect is when you break down the game. And teacher educational evaluations are really huge now. And one of the things they talk about is the coaching model for principals with teachers, you know, and you just break things down.
Paulus. He just ripped it away. Reverse, no good, and
body's hitting the deck everywhere. The ball's going back to the Spartans.
Look at Besserell. Besserell just taps Paulus and says, man, that's good effort. Good hustle, good effort. Well, Danny Paulus, I've called him before the baby-faced assassin. He is such a tough competitor. He looks very young. He looks like he's 12 years old out there sometimes, but man, he's a beast. Ganley, no good. Neither team has hit here in the second half.
Little tight in the second half here in the third quarter. I was at Special Olympics headquarters today for a leadership conference with two of my athletes and two of our helpers today.
That in Marlboro, the new facility in Marlboro, that's a nice facility.
The Yawkey training facility, absolutely beautiful.
Really nice.
Great pass inside.
And at the conclusion of tonight's game, Kevin and I will select the Nichols College player of the game. Nichols College, your success is our business. 5:42 to play here in the third quarter. Each team looking for their first points of the second half. The center has it.
The center on the weak side, a great job coming straight down Main Street. As the shot went up, he took it off the glass and laid it back in.
It's a three-point game, and the Uxbridge crowd chanting defense.
Nice skip pass.
Besserell, no good. Clasby kept it alive. Paulus has it. Paulus will pull it up, and Uxbridge will set up their offense. Paulus.
Northbridge stays man-to-man.
Strong drive and take by Lanou. His first field goal of the game. It's a one-point ball game.
Danny Lanou, not how you draw it up in the book, taking it down that side and going up with your right hand, but it's 2 points and they cut it to one.
Here's Ganley for three, no good. Big rebound by Mansfield. Here's DeVries. Uxbridge, a chance to take the lead. Paulus draws the foul. I think it's before the shot.
That's it.
Cromwell picks up his first. High school and college basketball on Charter TV3 is brought to you in part by Star Scrap Metal and Carl's Oxford Diner. Star Scrap Metal and Carl's Oxford Diner. So Uxbridge will have the ball coming out of this timeout with a chance to take the lead. As we stand here at 26-25, Northbridge led 13-8 at the end of the first quarter, 26-21 at the end of the half.
Here's that dribble drive on the left-hand side. Danny Lanou exposes the basketball as he goes up, but it's 6'3" and really long. He goes over the top of everybody and lays it in. You know, and again, Kevin, in the first half, Northbridge had a double-digit lead. I believe it was up to 10. Uxbridge battled back, and now they're only down one, and of course playing on their own home court. Just a reminder, last time these two teams met, Uxbridge came out on top, victorious by 4. So it was a seesaw battle in that matchup the last time out, and it continues to be here as we're at 4:30 remaining in the third quarter.
Standing room only here at the new barn, the new building. The same passion and enthusiasm. The U, Uxbridge,
well,
and Northbridge.
The ceiling is so high. It's made for the Rainmaker, and the Rainmaker is Kenny Paulus with his shots that just go up and over the top.
You're right.
Uxbridge in his own.
Northbridge looking still for their first points in the second half. Beautiful defense. DeSena the steal, gets it up to DeVries. Now DeSena back, hits the deck. Clasby with it. Clasby puts it to the floor. The Rams are off and running. Besserell up top. Got his number shaved in the back of his head. Promised a big game tonight. Besserell with a big jumper.
Big bucket there.
And he knew it. He knew it. He started backpedaling the minute he left his fingertip.
Well, that was a pretty jumper. I think he probably heard me say he was a little flat-footed on the jumper from the corner. Here's Besserell. He brings it in a little bit, takes a step back, stop and pop, and tickles a twine. Another look at it there.
Northbridge with their first points in the second half. It's a 3-point lead.
Big bucket for Northbridge there. Halfway through the third quarter, they were ice cold and Ofa.
DeSena came out of the game. Here's Paulus with a deep jumper. You know, and you look at a veteran official, but Paul King blew the whistle. He saw that DeSena had hit the deck, was kind of slow getting up, and he just stopped the game and said, wait a minute, are you all right? Went up to him, said, are you all right? You all right? Sit down for a second or two. There's a guy that knows to keep things in perspective. Look at the health of the student athlete first. Knocked around and stolen by Lanou. Here's Paulus. And Paulus is fouled. Angel Hazard blocked the shot.
Here's Paulus. Doesn't matter who he's going into. He takes it hard to the rack.
Hazard picks up his first. Kenny Paulus, chance to make this a one-point game again. Paulus has 4 points tonight. DeSena's back in the game.
The Rainmaker up and over the top. He's got those golden arches going with his shot. Uxbridge in a 2-1-2 trapping zone.
Ganley calls for it. And that's the beauty when you have a guy like Phelan and Ganley, they can pass it over the defense.
Oh, Kevin, a lot of teams are going to this 2-1-2.
Paulus, blocked by Besserell.
Oh, now it's coast to coast.
Besserell stolen by DeVries. Paulus ahead of the pack. Uxbridge has the lead.
Well, you know, Paulus was trailing that play, and consequently a big steal by Uxbridge, and he was still down there.
First lead of the ball game for the U. 29-28. And the Uxbridge fans chanting, "This is our house." Here's Besserell. Let's see if it's a backcourt. It is indeed.
Okay. Well, here's the steal. Kenny Paulus had gotten blocked down the other end, got himself up, and there he is. And that was the bucket that gave the Spartans the lead.
DeSena, the left-handed hook. Clasby the rebound.
A little bit of a force there.
Hazard.
Another turnover.
Here comes Paulus. Paulus attacking the defense. It'll be Northbridge ball. I love the way Kenny Paulus goes right at the D.
Well, a little bit of contact, but a good no call by the official.
29-28, Uxbridge with the ball, or rather the lead, Northbridge with the ball. First lead of the ball game for the Spartans. Northbridge has
29.
only scored 2 points here in the second half.
Well, Paulus gets called for the loose ball foul.
High school and college basketball on Charter TV3 is presented by Nichols College. Your success is our business, and by Unibank. Big bank know-how, community bank attitude. All right, a minute 26 to play here in the third quarter. It was 26-21 Northbridge at the half. It is 29-28 Uxbridge right now. With a minute 22 to play, they're going to look at the clock, I think, right now, or the possession arrow. 1:34 is put up on the game clock.
A little bantering going back and forth, Mr. Shea.
They're holding up the football score right behind us right now.
The high school spirit going back and forth.
Yes,
the Rams and the Spartans.
We might need to bring some of those National Guard guys back out to separate the two crowds at the end of this one. Hazard with a three.
Boy, I'll tell you, off the bench.
Angel Hazard with a three. It's a 2-point Northbridge lead. DeVries on the run. We're tied. Mark DeVries, runner in the teeth of the defense. Hazard's feeling it. DeVries the rebound. Under a minute to play. 31 all. Uxbridge won the first meeting between these two teams, 57-53. Ganley with the steal. Phelan has it to Hazard. Here's Ganley. Puts it to the floor, the baseline, knocked away, gets it back. Count the basket.
And one. Kevin, when he gets the ball inside there, he lost control, but when he does get possession inside the paint, there aren't many players that are going to stop him from scoring the basketball.
Jason Ganley has 11 points.
Little loose ball, Ganley recovers it, goes up strong.
Ganley with a chance to give his team a 3-point lead. And he does. With a minute and a half to play in this quarter, Northbridge had only scored 2 points. They have scored 6 points over the next minute of play. And having more problems with the clock as it stopped. Gives us a chance to tell you that high school and college basketball on Charter TV3 is brought to you in part by Herb Chambers. Log on to herbchambers.com to learn more about the Herb Chambers Advantage. And high school and college basketball also brought to you in part by the Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam. Coming to the DCU Center February 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets now.
So there's 28 on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock.
Some of the Andy Lacombe face cards being used by the Uxbridge faithful. Here's Paulus.
That was nice.
DeVries for three. Mark DeVries has tied it up.
Deuce, 34-34. The 1,000-point scorer DeVries knocks one down as we head to the end of the third quarter.
Besserell in the lane. Back and forth we go. 3 seconds.
Travel. Yep.
Northbridge will have the
Good
ball.
call,
They're going to want more time
running.
up. Yeah, they're showing 1.2 seconds
but it
left.
keeps happening.
And they're going to want a few more seconds up there on the clock. Northbridge is.
Yeah, no question about it.
And let's see what the officials say.
Here's Besserell. Boy, I'll tell you, he's a creator. Nice job on the run. Gets into daylight. So 2.3 seconds. And it run down to, I believe, 1.2.
2.3, it's tipped away. Mansfield collects, and that'll do it. The third quarter comes to a close. 36-34, Northbridge in front. We're back with the fourth quarter right after this. Welcome back, everyone. A packed house here tonight. Northbridge and Uxbridge, 36-34. 1 quarter to go. Northbridge with a 2-point lead. Phelan, Cromwell. Besserell offensive rebound.
Now Besserell from behind. A little frustration, a nice putback, couldn't finish. Comes over the top, going for it again.
Just a sophomore. He is tenacious on the offensive glass. Here's Paulus.
It's Northbridge man-to-man.
Northbridge around the horn to center. It's a 2. Besserell the rebound. Mansfield. And they're going to get a foul. Mansfield and Paulus trying to steal it. Mansfield will pick up the foul. The clock continuing to run, so we've had some more clock issues here. This has been a very clean game, though, in terms of the fouls. 4 fouls for Northbridge and 3 for Uxbridge this half. Jarrell Cromwell will put it in play when they get the clock figured out.
Well, something continues to happen. I think they're shutting it off, but it continues to run.
Can't shut off the emotion in this gym right now. Both student sections have been standing throughout.
There's plenty of electricity, that's for sure. Well, at least it's not a power outage like at the Super Bowl or like we had at Northbridge several years ago.
We've seen it all.
In the Battle of the Bridges.
We have seen it all. Right now, the clock is showing 7:23. Both coaches talking things over with their teams.
Well, Kevin, at this stage of the season, all teams are in full stride. You know, and certainly one of the things that we constantly talk about is the size of the floor that they have at Clark University. But the fact of the matter is, more and more high schools that are being built are going with collegiate-sized courts. So to a lot of schools, it's not what it once was, that is much wider and much longer.
Well, and the other thing, too, is now with AAU, so many kids in the off-season, the high school off-season, are playing on college courts all the time with these AAU tournaments and AAU practices. And, you know, so it doesn't have that same, like you said, it doesn't have that same, we're at a college, it's a much bigger court, it's a different feel, it's a different, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely true.
You know, because you have the kids, and you've done it. I mean, you're playing all over the country. You're playing in these college gyms. So the kids just aren't, they're just not fazed by it, or it doesn't have that same impact. Under 7 minutes to play in the game. Uxbridge can tie it with a field goal at 2, and they can take the lead. Beautiful steal.
Great defense by Northbridge. They collapsed, got their hands in. Now let's see if they can convert. We always talk about conversions.
Besserell for 3, no good. Descent of the rebound.
Not really the shot, Kevin. I think that Paul Baker, if he had his druthers, he'd rather not have that shot. The center looking to create space.
Good defense, collapsing. I'll tell you, Hazard has been a real spark off the bench for Northbridge here in the second half. Mansfield along the baseline. Paulus for 3. The rainmaker no good. Here is Phelan. Phelan to Ganley. Ganley in the lane, no good. Gets the offensive rebound. Ganley going up, in and out.
Great hustle. Boy, the Rams are just battling on the glass. Relentless.
Ganley the finish.
Now, that's a big bucket for Northbridge. 38-34, just under 6.
Each possession right now is huge. And you can see it in the way the coaches are. You can see it where the kids are, but offensive rebounding. Besserell doesn't get the rebound, but he keeps it alive.
Well, and of course the Rams, great pass there along the baseline with an outstanding finish.
Paulus, runner, no good. DeSena.
Nice putback by DeSena, cuts the lead to 2.
And that's Kenny Paulus who kept that alive. There were 2 Northbridge players that were going to go up and have it, and they had their hands on it, and Paulus pounded it out. Kenny Paulus, just a tenacious player.
Mitch Page in the ball game for Uxbridge, doing a great job being physical inside. He'll sub out.
38-36, Northbridge with the lead, Uxbridge with the ball.
Boy, DeSena
Goes
just
DeVries.
begging for the ball on his duck-ins. High hands, making himself wide, using a lot of space. 10 on the shot clock.
Lanou trying to set the screen for Paulus. DeSena, left-hander, no good. And last touch by Mansfield, it'll be Northbridge ball.
Looked like a pretty good call from here.
Phelan will bring it up. Each team shooting at the basket where their student section is right now for the final quarter. So on offense, they will have the support of their classmates.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Right now, Dan Clasby, another kid, hasn't had a great shooting night, but he's somebody coming down the stretch because of his experience and intestinal fortitude. He can carry you.
Rebound by Besserell. Here's Class. Kicks it out. Hazard. Besserell guarded by Paulus. Phelan, 13 on the shot clock.
Yep, good patience by Northbridge.
6 seconds on the shot clock. Phelan's going to have to.
Blocking
and
foul.
he's fouled. He put it to the floor. There was 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Phelan was fouled as he went to the baseline.
That'll be the 4th team foul on Uxbridge. So both Northbridge and Uxbridge with 4 team fouls. 3:54 remaining. Getting to the free throw line could be a real key for victory in tonight's ball game, Kevin.
Principal even helping out.
That's it, Tara
keep
Bennett.
the
You know
floor
what?
dry.
She does it all here. The educational leader grabs the towel, helps out there.
That's leading by example.
That's right. Principal's
fresh-
job is never done.
A fresh 30 on the clock. You certainly know that from experience. Besserell keeping it alive. DeVries the rebound.
Here's a push. Paulus.
Ahead of the pack.
And
Count
one.
it. Count it. DePaulus will go to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
Boy, I'll tell you, you talk about basketball IQ. Great outlet. There's a pass, a dynamic duo. And Paulus uses his body so well to protect the basketball. He gets bumped. He's saying, that's right, I got it.
Offensive rebound to Senna.
Up 38-38, 3:30 to go.
Paulus up top, crossover for the lead. Got it. Kenny Paulus gives Uxbridge a 2-point advantage.
Well, I'll tell you, Kevin, right into traffic. He's not afraid. Paulus, he's got to be about 5'9".
The assassin has struck again. Kenny Paulus, 4 points on that possession.
Uh-oh, who's heating up?
Glasby.
Could be the igniter switch there for Class.
We are tied up at 40 all. Under 3 minutes to play.
High ball screen.
Paulus just looking for a seam. Keeps working that defense. DeSena in and out. Besserell the rebound. Here's Glasby. Scanlon. Phelan looks at the three. He'll take it for the lead. Got it.
Oh, big bucket. Matthew Phelan.
Phelan has 9 points. All have come from three-pointers.
Timeout Uxbridge. Mark Donahue wants to talk it over.
43-40. Northbridge the lead. Phelan, the quarterback, sticks his third three of the ball game.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a big-time shot for Phelan. 2:23 remaining. He probably had about, well, what did he see, 16 on the shot clock when he let it go. So they had plenty of time, but you know, Kevin, when you feel it, you feel it.
You're right.
Oftentimes in baseball, you get up to the plate and you know before you even swing the bat that you're going to get a hit. Big-time player with a big-time bucket that time. And of course, Clasby had hit the one before that.
Yep.
So you got 43-40 with 2:23 remaining. Uxbridge with the basketball.
There's Kenny Paulus, the assassin. Paulus has 11 points tonight. DeVries has 11. DeSena has 8 for Northbridge. 14 points for Ganley. 11 for Besserell. 9 for Phelan. Paulus. DeSena guarded by Ganley. Cromwell. Knocks it away, and he'll be whistled for the reach-in.
Yep, from behind. That will be team foul number 6. The next one on Northbridge. Uxbridge will go in the 1-on-1.
2:05 to play.
Possession in a spot under the basket.
You know what I love about Paulus is he'll go, if he drives and it's not there, he'll curl back and try on like the left side. If he drives to his right, he'll curl back to the left. He doesn't give up on it. He doesn't just go, 2 or 3 steps, get cut off and say, okay, not here. He's just going to keep working the defense.
Well, you got to figure he's probably played in almost 70 to 75 high school varsity basketball games in his career, so it's certainly not his first rodeo.
Nope.
Big possession here, both ends of the ball. Defense for Uxbridge, down by 3. Paulus with the block. That'll be the 15th foul on Uxbridge. Northbridge.
Yeah, Clasby limping a little bit.
Northbridge will get the spot.
Resets the shot clock at 30. So Northbridge can take a little bit more time off of it as well. But this is huge because if Northbridge can get some points here, you make it a 2-possession game. Clasby up top.
See, Kevin, I think that when you play a zone against Northbridge and you have Phelan at the point, it gives him the opportunity without pressure to handle the basketball.
Cromwell. 3!
Oh, boy, I'll tell you. What a huge bucket right there.
Shot clock was winding down. Cromwell with a 3. Will that be the big dagger in this one?
Plenty of time. They can't panic. These guys are experienced.
DeVries looked at the 3, puts it to the floor. Cromwell almost came up with a steal.
Still plenty of time. They got to balance the floor.
Loose ball. Mansfield
Great
underneath.
pass.
Lanu, nothing doing.
Nope.
And he's fouled on the floor.
All right, that will be the team 6th. So Uxbridge will get the spot and a new clock. Look at Cromwell. They give him a little daylight, uncontested, pulls up and knocks it down. 46-40, the Rams.
First field goal of the night for Cromwell, none bigger.
Uxbridge.
None bigger for the junior. Makes it a 6-point game. We haven't even talked about, there's Jake Ryan in a sweater, in a gray sweater over there. There's JR right there, the gray sweater. Jake Ryan's one of the leaders of this team, just a phenomenal athlete, a 3-sport athlete. He's out injured tonight.
Real bad ankle, from what I understand.
You're talking about your point guard and offensively your quarterback. And Northbridge playing without, one of their true leaders on the court tonight. And playing a phenomenal game.
Well, I think that, Uxbridge going into the zone may have helped Northbridge a little bit because Phelan can handle the ball without tremendous pressure on him. So 46-40, 39-9 to go. Well, we have a substitute for Uxbridge looking to come in the ball game.
Dan Lanu, 6'3" sophomore, has 3 points tonight. You mentioned, Kevin, shooting the 1-and-1. It's a pressure situation. Long rebound. Clasby has it. He is fouled by Mansfield. That'll be the 6th team foul on Uxbridge. So not shooting yet. One more and they're shooting. 38.3 seconds to play in this one. It's a 6-point Northbridge lead. 2-possession game minimum.
Uxbridge matches up man-to-man full. We still have plenty of time. Watch Uxbridge try to get a push off here. They'll belly up. Watch them try to get the push off.
Phelan
Jared
going
Stewart.
hard to the ball. And I think he was fouled. Yep, they grabbed him. So Phelan, I think, is going to go to the line here. Yeah, Phelan's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. That's the 7th team foul on Uxbridge.
Jared Stewart in the ball game for Uxbridge, and now he'll come out in for defensive purposes.
Cam Stewart comes in, the freshman. Jared Stewart's a junior. Phelan in and out on the front end of the 1-and-1. DeVries the rebound. Quickly gets it up the court to Stewart. Stewart for 3, no good. Phelan the rebound. And now you got to play hot potato with the ball. Besserell holds it. He is fouled by DeVries with 26.6 seconds to play. If he hits one, it's a minimum 3-possession game. If he hits one. Right now it's a 2-possession game, but you need 2 threes just to tie it.
Well, Paul Baker has got, boy, I'll tell you what, this chant, when Oxford beat Auburn in overtime, in regulation, Kevin, the Oxford fans started to sing this chant, and in about 2.6 seconds, Auburn threw 2 passes and drained a 3 to tie it and send it into overtime.
Wow.
So there's a 6-point advantage here. It's a 2-possession game, but there's still plenty of time. 1-and-1.
Besserell hits the front end. Ice water in his veins.
Well, that's a
so
big,
now you got a
bucket.
3-possession. Yeah, now you got a minimum 3-possession.
Yeah, keep the ball in front of you. Don't foul. Make them earn their shots. Take your time taking it out of bounds.
They reset the clock to 28 seconds, the game clock. DeVries with a deep 3. Besserell, the rebound. He is fouled. So Besserell will shoot a 1-and-1 again. 47-40, Northbridge in front. And Northbridge fans enjoying this one. Remember, the Uxbridge fans took the victory lap down in Northbridge when they beat the Rams just 10 days ago. Will we see a repeat here tonight? But this time with the Northbridge fans. Who knows? In and out on the front end of the 1-and-1. Here's Stewart. Stewart guarded by Ganley. Good defense. Just kept his hands up straight. Besserell fouled by Mansfield. 12.2 seconds to play. Besserell. 2. There's only 9 team fouls up there, but Paul King's saying it's 2, so it's going to be the 10th team foul. They have listed that this was the 9th. But it's going to be the 10th, so Besserell's going to shoot 2. Around and in on the first. 48-40, Northbridge in front. It was a 2-point game at the end of 3 quarters. 36-34 Northbridge. Besserell hits them both.
2 big ones for Besserell.
DeVries for 3. Besserell the rebound again. He's going to hold on to it and let the clock run out. And Northbridge will celebrate. The Rams win it 49-40. They defeat Uxbridge. Final game for both teams before the Clark tournament selection and seedings. We'll take a break. Kevin and I will be back to wrap it all up right after this. Our Nichols College player of the game is sophomore Antonio Besserell for Northbridge. 14 points for Antonio Besserell. He is our Nichols College player of the game. Nichols College, your success is our business. So Northbridge wins here tonight, 49-40. And this comes 10 days after Uxbridge won 57-53. They split the season series. What do you take from this game, Kevin? A game that was a 2-point game after 3 quarters.
Well, you know, again, The Southern Worcester County League all year long has been a seesaw battle for everyone. We knew going into this ball game that it was anyone's ball game because of the way they played the last time out. I wouldn't take this as a measuring stick going into the Clark tournament. Both teams are going to be able to build on it. With the loss, Mark Donahue is going to regroup, and he's going to get his team together as they get ready with the pairings coming out Thursday. And, of course, Paul Baker and Northbridge, huge win for them. But nobody took the lap. And, by the way, Besserell did tell you he was in for a big game.
And he was right. He was our Nichols College player of the game. You don't get bigger than that. Our final score, once again, Northbridge victorious 49-40 over Uxbridge. Next week, girls basketball right here on Charter TV3 next Tuesday. A week from tonight, it is Wachusett and Algonquin. For our producer-director, Sean Grady, for Kevin Wells, and our entire Charter TV3 crew, I'm Kevin Shea saying thanks for watching, everyone. And so long from Uxbridge High School, where Northbridge has upset the U here tonight.